What is happening, y'all? Cowboy here, and welcome on back to another build video, and this is my newest dedicated sorcery build, the Glintstone Witch. Now, this aims to be a PvP competitive level sorcery build as opposed to the Snow Witch build, which was a lot more PvE oriented. We had a lot of fun stuff on that. This, on the other hand, is all about doing fast cast combos, so we're going into things like Swift Glintstone into Comet. We're doing Magic Glintblade into the Star Shower, carrying into the Piercer. There's a lot of different things in this kit that makes it very deadly in PvP. Of course, fashion has been prioritized as always, but let's jump on into it. So went ahead and changed things up. So all of my starting classes have been revamped just to really squeeze out those levels. So as you can see, we are an astrologer with this. At 150, hitting quite a few stat caps here. We got Vigor up at 60, Mind up at 30, Endurance at 17 for the medium load, Strength and Dex both at a base of 12, and then Intelligence at 80. Of course, Faith and Arcane are at their base levels. So right out the gate, looking pretty beefy. I mean, we got the 60 Vigor, we got 30 Mind, which is plenty, and our Int is all the way up at 80. Going through our equipment, the Clayman's Magic Harpoon. This thing is phenomenal. I mean, it's a 12-12 investment. Decent AR at 670, and on top of that, Glintstone Pebble. That needs no introduction. Y'all know how deadly Glintstone Pebble is, especially in a PvP setting. Carrying Regal Scepter, still a huge fan of this. I know a couple people swear by Lusat's. Personally, the extra FP, I just don't think Lusat's is worth it. I think you end up burning through your FP even faster, and it's a very minimal damage increase. It's like 15%. So, personally, I'm carrying gang all the way. Magic Miser Quirks, I'm all about that one tap. Of course, Bloodhound Step on that to help get away from ganks if needed. Spiral Horn with Carrying Retaliation. And then lastly, a Frenzied Flame Seal. This weighs absolutely nothing, but we're going to want it to toss out Law of Aggression if needed. As for our fashion, Spellblade's Pointed Hat. And we match this up with the Altered Millennia Armor. And I'm actually surprised. The Altered Millennia definitely has a very magey type look. So because of how the armor flows, we went with Millennia's Gauntlet as well, so it just goes right into that. And then we went with the Bullgoat Greaves, because as goofy as this sounds, it has that curly toe look, and that's basically perfect for a witch. So despite the fact that it's a Bullgoat, it actually matches very, very well with our fashion here, which I like a lot. Moving on from there, Erdtree, Green Turtle, Graven Mass, and Radigan Icon. You could probably swap out the Green Turtle if you want, but given that we use Stamina to cast spells, having extra regen there certainly isn't going to hurt. As for Flask, I like Crimson Bubble Tear and then Magic Shrouding Cracked here. Of course, we have on Boiled Crab if we need a buff, and then Staunching Boluses because you need those in this meta. Anyway, taking a look at the spells. Now, the spells is probably what I spent the most time testing with this build and figuring out what combinations I like the best. We tried Glintstone Pebble, we tried the invisibility stuff, we tried different iterations of Comet, we tried a ton of different spells, and this is what we had settled on. So, Swift Glintstone, this is our Tickle. But this Tickle hits for like 200 damage a pop. So that, combined with Comet, that is going to be one of our main damage dealers. We can chain this right into this instantly. Really solid damage. The Glint Blades, these hit pretty hard. If these connect, you're looking at 300 to 400 damage. The bigger thing, though, is it's just a distraction. We're going to toss a couple of those up, go into the Star Shower. Now, of course, you could run Stars of Ruin, but to be honest, I feel like Star Shower works better. I know that sounds crazy. Stars of Ruin can hit harder. I mean, it costs 38 compared to 23, so, you know, makes sense. But I feel like so many people use Stars of Ruin that people are kind of adapting to the roll timing of that. Whereas the Star Shower, it's a little bit slower, and I feel the homing's a little bit better. So, like, we tested this. I basically had a couple different people I tried this with where I would just basically spam this and have them just roll like crazy. Just, like, try and avoid it as much as possible and see how much damage I could get in. And in that scenario, consistently, Star Shower was hitting more. So, anyway, use what you want. I'm a fan of Star Shower in this case. Carrion Slicer is a no-brainer here, especially because we can chain it into Carrion Piercer when they go for the rolls. Gavel of Haima did get a buff 1.04, so we have a little bit of Hyper Armor on this, which is nice in events of trades and whatnot. Moving on from there, this is where I like to mix things up. In some cases, I like to go with the Duelist Moonblade, but to be honest, considering I have Slicer, Piercer, and Gavel of Haima, I don't know if I need the Moonblade. Whereas Cannon, on the other hand, this is going to be excellent for invasions. Now, if you're not doing evasions, if you're strictly doing duels, I think it's probably worth swapping off to a Duelist Moonblade. But for invasions, Cannon is so nice. You can hit people through walls, you can hit people on rooftops. It's really hard to pass up Cannon for invasions. So if you're only dueling, a Duelist Moonblade, invasions, Cannon. Eternal Darkness, this counters out other mages. I mean, this would effectively counter out everything I'm doing on this build, with the exception of like the Carry and Slicer and the Piercer. And then of course, last but not least, the Law of Regression, because we have the Int, and you know, nobody wants to deal with Barrier of Gold. So you throw out that at the beginning of a battle, shut that shit down real fast. But that's gonna be about it. This is a very simplistic build. I mean, it works really well in all the fights I've done with it. Find somebody. I'm not getting anybody, I'll just put down my own sign, but... Alright, let's just throw down our own. I think I need to, like, kill the furled finger first. I keep having this happen where, like, I'll try to put down my sign, and then I'm not seeing it on the ground. And I don't know if it's just a visual bug, or if my sign's not actually being put down. See what I'm talking about? It's like the sign just doesn't exist. But anyway, let's go through some of the spell combos while we're waiting. So, just, let's see, you can chain right into the comment. That comes out nice and fast right after that. There we go, we got somebody. Of course, Gavel they more need to run into, but it works out pretty well. I mean, for the most part, there's very little in this build that you can't handle. Like, the only real problem here would be a Great Shield type person, like Great Shield pokes. Your best bet there is just going to be parrying, but I mean, that's already a build where it's going to be difficult to potentially take it out anyway, so. GG. I don't know why you went for the dragon. I feel like knowing you're up against a mage and having already been hit with the swift glintstone, I feel like that was a disastrous play waiting to happen. Let me go on and refresh this. This one, I'm only going to use that flask if someone else used theirs. And if I see someone going, like, I mean, because I'm a mage, you know, people see a mage, they go Barrier of Gold, so if that happens, Law of Regression comes out. Hey. Dual Reduvius. Gotta hit him with the fancy twirl. You know, even though I said this is a PvP build, I'm pretty sure you would go through PvE pretty easily with this as well. I haven't done much because, I mean, you know, this, I have no reason to. But I mean, to be honest, as a mage in PvE, you can kind of just run like whatever you want and you're going to get by just fine. I hope we get another mage. Pull off the Eternal Darkness. We used that. We had a couple mage on mage fights on stream with this. Used Eternal Darkness for those. Hey! hope people don't think the fancy twirl is rude. I mean, especially you got the skirt physics, you know? You gotta hit him with the fancy twirl. I'm gonna see how long this goes without a disconnect, because I'm feeling extra lazy, and I'd rather not, I don't want to edit. I don't want to edit, so we're just gonna do just straight, like, 15-20 minutes of unedited PvP, simply because I don't feel like editing, and I have like 4 build videos like this I gotta do, and I gotta record Salt and Sacrifice, and I'm like, oh man, editing's the worst. Oh, we got a mage. Mage on mage. Oh, nice on the delay. Like, look at how that curved around right there. That was, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I feel like if that was Stars of Ruin, I feel like he was at a close enough point to me where Stars would have just zipped right past him and missed. And instead, man, that shit made like a 90-degree turn to come in and hit him in the back. People have been sleeping on Star Shower. What are we at? 13 minutes. Probably do like 2 more and then I'll try and do an invasion with it. I will say I don't like this as much as Faith. This does okay. But just in terms of like how this plays, to me, this feels more like a duelist build than a Faith build. Look at this rude dude, just getting straight to it. No emote, no nothing. Rude dudes get the balls. The name like Lilith Mageborn? God. Man is edgier than the darkness of night, sheathed in raven black. It's funny, I actually had on one of these build videos, had someone be like, yeah, you're just cherry picking duels for these videos. I'm like, really? Like, do you see how fast these signs disappear? You need to hit Y and immediately pick it up or it's gone. I'm pretty sure it's impossible. Like, I don't think you can actually cherry pick fights at the Academy gate. Like, you just can't. It's impossible. I can't, like, look at somebody's Phantom and be like, looks like a strength build. I think I'm gonna fight this for my showcase. Like, that's not, no. You can't do that. It does not work. He's probably trying to hearth out. Nope. We're not. Nope. 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 Get out of here. Ah! Is he going for the suicide? Wow. Wow. Law of Aggression has duelists in shambles. I mean, like I said, I don't... no, like... Somebody's gonna buff, I'm gonna Law of Aggression. It's just how it is. Let's go... I doubt I'll get any in the capital. Let me think where would be good. Let's try and go Swamp Shore and get an invasion there, because I know Liurnia lately has just been like perpetual ganks. See if we can get some invasions out here. Right over here. I mean, if it comes down to it, I will just invade Liurnia, but there we go. We got one. One thing you want to be aware of running something like this is you don't want to pop your own flask and then the law of regression, because you're just you're gonna remove your own buff. So you know, keep in mind if you're gonna try and go with regression, you want to do it. I guess he's up there. Let me see if I can reposition to get up top. If you're gonna regression, you want to do it before popping your own flask, because I mean, otherwise you're just, you know, you're drinking your flask just to get rid of it. It's pointless. Damn, and I know he's got to be up there. This is such a long run. Do I even want to do it? Do I even want to do it? I think that's him. I can see him. Please just reposition me on the other side of the cliff. I wish they would fix these up a little bit to, like, you know, when you use it, take me to a spawn that I hadn't previously spawned in at. There we go. Because I mean, that's the whole point. You know, if you're using that, you're trying to go somewhere you hadn't been. At least that's what I'm using it for. You know, I'm not trying to just, oh, I just want to refresh. I don't know what this guy is doing.
Hey!
Weird. It's a little weird. Dude was just kind of sitting there, not really, I don't know. I don't know if I invaded an AFK or what the deal was, but let's just head on over to Liurnia. We'll get a couple over there. Probably only going to do like 2 or 3 invasions, just because, like I said, this is more of a duelist build. But it is fun to invade with, especially if you like actually get people that are progressing and popping somebody from behind a wall with cannon. That is so much fun. You know, you get a host and his buddies. They like all want to group up in one room, and you're like, all right, we can do this. Charge up a fat cam and just blast it at the wall, and they're all like, oh, funny as shit. All right. Oh no, I did not mean to do that. That sucks. They're gonna come over this way. Oh. Oh, he's dead. Backed away from the mage to try and get off a heal. Instead he got pancaked. I will say that was some excellent timing though, because that invader, literally we both got in the world at the same exact time. My guess is they were just setting up and popping a tongue. Let's try Limgrave. Limgrave's usually full of fun AFK boys, but we'll see. This is usually where the editing of the video comes in, because who wants to watch me just travel all over the place looking for invasions? But it's alright, I'm just going to talk over it. Just softly speak into the mic, like this is a podcast or something, and you can leave a timestamp and say, oh god, 2108, best part of the video. So engaging, 10 out of 10. If I could, I would have Cowboy sign the forehead of my firstborn. Oh, maybe. I will say it's a lot harder to get off the law of aggression in invasions. Like, I mean, if I can get close enough to do it, great. But it's definitely iffy. It's definitely iffy. But it's like, in some cases, you're going to want it. And we have an AFK. Great. Cool. Awesome. Fantastic. Count Cocula. Wow. What a fucking winner that is. Waste of the time. Look at that. All that time, we finally get an invasion, and what is it? Some little chode AFKing in the lakes. I will say I find it funny that they used to all go right here. You know, everyone would go on the roof, and then once they realized that people could use the trident or throw Giant's Flame or, you know, any other number of massive AoEs, things like the cannon, all of a sudden the roof AFKers have plummeted down to, you know, I haven't seen one in over a week. Now they all go to places where you can't even possibly reach them. Places like that where there's just no... I mean, I think there's like one angle you can possibly hit with a cannon, but it's just a pain. Oh, we got some buffs up. Let's see if I can bait them into playing nice. Where are my lobsters? They're right over there if I need them. Did I hit them? I hit the host. An other invader, what are you doing, bro? Idiot. Go fix your fashion. You look terrible. Anyway, that seems like as good a time to wrap up as any. I was thinking about making a build that's just like pure cancer. Like double cross Naginata, bull goat, max poise, bloodhound stab. I don't know. Should I do it? I feel like I should do it. Just to really show the difference between when you stop having fun with good fashion and when you decide you just want to be brainless and murder everything. Anyway, we're closing this one on out. Up next, probably be the pyromancy build that I redid. That one's a lot of fun. So I'll probably have that in a couple days. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Catch y'all next time.